It's okay, they can cut this part out.
Okay.
Answering this.
Yeah, family.
Okay, the next question involves family. So I know from being here the last 2 weeks, you're married with two wonderful young kids. So this is in regards to doing missions work together as a family. Can you comment about that some?
Well, when we first came to Cambodia, it was just Tim and I. And because we knew when we first got married that God was calling us to mission, we decided that we were going to wait until our first term was over to have children. So we waited 7 years before we had kids. And the first 2.5 years we could focus on language, focus on learning how to live in Cambodia and do ministry here. And then we went home for 6 months and we came back with little Katie at 6 months old. And we were here for 2.5 more years with her. And then we went back and had Johnny and brought him back. And so we have learned to be parents in Cambodia. Not everyone has that opportunity, and that was a blessing because we really relied on the Cambodians to help us parent in many ways. And so that was helpful because we raise our children here. This is home to them, and this is what they know. So they don't miss a lot of things that there are in America. We didn't have to take them out of school, or even their family. The first memory they have of their grandparents is when they were 3, which is difficult, but also their family is in Cambodia just as much as it is in America as well. And so in some ways that has been easier for raising children because this is their home. But it is difficult because they do look different and they do receive a lot more attention and they get picked on a lot more because they're different and they don't understand the language, and that's difficult at times. But just we talk them through that, and they know why we're here. They know God has called us and they know God is helping us. And they always ask, when are people going to come and help us to tell the Cambodians about who Jesus is? And so they know that's why we're here. And that, I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Wow. So this next question is going to be a hard one to answer, I think. What is the hardest thing about mission work?
I think the hardest thing about mission work is really maintaining the vision that you have in front of you. There are so many opportunities to be involved in work here in Cambodia. You can be involved in anti-human trafficking. You can be involved in so many different aspects of the relief and development work here in Cambodia. But what we're really finding is that our really heart and passion is about disciples making disciples. So what we have to do every day is decide, are the projects, the programs, the emphases that we're doing in mission, are they following that mission? Is how we're spending our time and our lives and our resources really following that mission and that vision? So I think that's one of the hardest things. Yeah, the culture is hard, the language is hard, the being far away from family is hard. But I think really, at the end of the day, when you really are examining what it is that you're accomplishing, or at the end of the year when you're examining, what did we do this year? Keeping control and keeping focus on that vision and mission is one of the hardest things here. But it's also one of the most rewarding when you really have achieved that. See, God has done this, and we have been faithful to follow along with what He's calling us to do.
I love your vision for multiplication. That's great. The next question is regards to your day-to-day routine. What does that kind of look like?
No day in Cambodia looks the same, as you have experienced with us. Tim will have various meetings working with the oral curriculum program, so he goes and has meetings for that and meetings with other leaders in the country and visiting the pastors as well. And when he's off doing that and we're in the city, I am teaching the children because I homeschool. And then we have days where we'll go to the village and we're gone for 2 days and we'll be off in the village doing ministry there. And each week it's different. Some days it's Saturday, Sunday we're gone. Sometimes it's Wednesday and Thursday we're gone.
Yeah, but I think if we're going to summarize, like what we're involved in day in and day out would be something that Tiffany referenced earlier, that we coach and we resource and we partner. That's how we spend our days here, working with the national leaders, working with the other missions here in Cambodia, coaching, resourcing, and partnering, and working together to really fulfill the Great Commission here in Cambodia.
Great, thank you. I'm going to rephrase this next question a little bit. Ask about whether you stay with a group of other missionaries. Now, I know sitting here in your home that you don't, but maybe you can comment when you first came over and comment about the other missionaries that have been here in Cambodia with you?
I think we've found that we've primarily lived in Phnom Penh, in the city of Phnom Penh, and that's where the other Wesleyan missionaries have lived. So we've been in the same city together. Phnom Penh is a very central location in the country. That all roads lead to Phnom Penh. That's how it's been. So living in Phnom Penh has been central, being able to go out to the province. We have been blessed to be able to minister with a lot of missionaries over the years. Cambodia has taken its toll, and that there aren't any of the missionaries that we originally came and were partnering with at the beginning that are still here today. But we're very blessed now that new missionaries have come and are coming. One from the Atlantic District in Canada, and then a new missionary coming from 12 Stone next year. So we're really excited about that. Esther Kim is going to be a great addition to the team here. So we're really, really excited about what God is going to do with the team here.
Great. Last question, maybe the hardest one. Is it better to plant a church in another country or join and help out in a church already there?
The truth is God is here and He is doing something already. So to think we're going to come and start something on our own is not. God is doing something. And so I think it's good, and we tell this to our pastors, look around you, what is God doing? Start there and have that be your starting place.
Exactly. Because then as you're looking around and seeing where God is already working, you can begin to help partner, revitalize, bring strength and emphasis to a ministry that's already there. You can bring encouragement to pastors that might be really dejected and downtrodden in their ministry. And then those opportunities that might come that you're constantly sharing the gospel yourself, that you have the opportunity to maybe plant a new group of disciples that will be a part of the church in the future, but that they are disciples who are really have the emphasis of multiplying themselves. So I think in some ways planting a new church is helpful, but it also, you have to just see the emphasis, exactly what Tiffany said, is that you have to look and see where God is working and what He is calling you to be obedient to.
And also with the discipleship multiplication movement, as you're going in and you're praying, sometimes God is working through non-Christians in the community, and there might not be a church there, but He has a person of peace there that He wants to use as a gatekeeper to the whole village. And so as you're praying, you might see God working already in someone's life who's not even a Christian yet. And so that would be where you're actually planting a church. And so that's why it's very important to be seeking the Lord and seeking what He's doing.
Great, that was the last question, so I just want to thank you for your faithful obedience to the Great Commission. It's been awesome to be here with y'all.
We want to say thank you to 12 Stone for your commitment to the mission, your commitment to God's Word, and your commitment to kingdom proclamation, both in Georgia, all around the United States, and here in Cambodia as well. Thank you so much.